When this is over, Vimak, I will make you fall in line, and together we will lead this herd to glory.
I would rather fall to my death than to fall in line with this plan you have.
He shakes his head. I must lead this herd. Only I have the power to keep it safe.
Is that because you have the power from Deseret? Because you've given yourself over to a flame that you can't control?
That'd be the best choice of words, but a sorrowful resolution. Kelbrand knows this is not the best way to gain power, but he feels like it's needed to keep people safe. I mean, that's what he keeps on saying. He will be the one to keep the herd safe. Interference. Let the battle commence. Vimak. Roll initiative.
I'm digging this
So
music.
I'm going to use my action to activate the storm girdle.
Alright. As you do that,
And I'm going to say this is the true power of Cord.
the small storm that has been brewing is now coalescing. The skies begin to become a churning pitch black. With you at the eye of the storm as the storm girdle erupts to life, flaring with power.
I'm going to take 2 attacks on him.
Okay, go ahead and make 2 attacks. Both of those hit. He's going to bonus action rage. He's going to take the cleaver, take 2 swings on you. And he's going to use reckless to get advantage on the attacks.
Ooh.
So both of those will hit. That tracked, and he is holding steady. So now 0 go.
Alright. So since he attacked with reckless, I'm going to take 2 more attacks. And they'll be at advantage. That rolled just 2.
Yeah, you just rolled 2. Now you rolled 4. Now another nat 20. So that becomes...
Not a bad roll for that one either.
And he goes in. 2 more attacks. Reckless Great Weapon Master. As he just continues cleaving into you. You've crossed the 50% threshold on your hit points, whereas Kelbrand is looking strong and steady. You may be able to call on the storm, but you're losing. Accept defeat, Bear Killer. There's no need to make this go further.
Things aren't always as they seem, Kelbrand.
As you've both been trading blows back to back to back, Vimak, you have crossed Kelbrand across his 50% threshold. And as you crack him in the face with the anchor, his jaw sort of dislocates a bit. Kelbrand collapses to his knees. His breathing is erratic. You can see surprise now on his face from your strength. He tries to snap the jaw back into location as he looks up at you. You've grown, Vimak, into an incredible warrior. Steam begins to rise off Kelbrand's body as the temperature around him rapidly increases. Such strength is worthy of leadership. But with a grunt of effort, Kelbrand gets back to his feet and readies his weapon as rage builds within him. He focuses on it like a flame and lets it unleash into a wildfire. You've promised me power, so much of it that I would never know defeat again. I must lead this herd. I will never allow anyone to sacrifice themselves because of my weakness again. So, the heat becomes hard for you to bear as Kelbrand holds his weapon into the air. A voice you've heard before claws across your mind as you look on in horror at what Kelbrand is about to do. You forsook what I offered, so I found another. Take my body, take my soul. Just give me the strength to save all of them. A raging inferno erupts around Kelbrand, and the cleaver is surrounded in a wild flame. His muscles surge in size, and his strength score now equals that of yours. At Kelbrand, and at this transformation, this unleashing of a flame, you stare at what you would have become had you not met Galthandi and began the path of forsaking the flame. And in your mind, you hear the mocking laughter of Deseret. Action Surge gets 2 attacks. Reckless Great Weapon Master. With the Great Weapon Master, none of those are going to hit. The rage that Kelbrand is wielding now is on such a level that the attacks have become erratic. If he were to be hit, these attacks would hurt. This flame that he is swinging with him is surging around him in such a way it hurts himself as well as you should the attack hit. But thankfully, you managed to avoid those attacks completely this round. And now it is your go again.
I look at him and say, you were promised power, yet as soon as you transform to this, you don't hit me. Let me show you what real power looks like.
You better not miss it.
And I'm going to take 2 attacks.
Natural 20 every round.
Holy cow.
I hate it.
Well,
Been struck by the lightning bolt, hit by your anchor, knocked over to the side. You hear him roar out, "No!" as he swings back 2 attacks. Not at Great Weapon Master, but Reckless, because I need to hit.
Oh,
I love the back and forth
Natural
nat
20.
20s.
yeah.
So now that the flame has been activated, the fire damage comes through too. So Kelbrand swings, cutting into you. Blood, wounds have accumulated, bruises. Your body is feeling weak, though you stand resolute and determined. Kelbrand spins in place, twirling the blade so that the massive blunted side is heading straight for your temple. And cracks straight into your head. Vimak, you fall, and your head collides against the sandy stone floor of the arena. Though there is strength left in you, awareness fades as you black out into unconsciousness. The crowd begins to react. It looks as though Vimak has been beaten. But for you, Vimak, your eyes slowly open, and you find yourself lying on the ground, facing a disturbingly familiar plateau. Cold mountain air gently brushes against your bruised and bloody body. Gazing around, you did not hear the sounds of clashing metal, death screams, or the moans of the wounded. Instead, all is silent, except for the gentle sound of wind blowing over the plateau. The sky above begins to turn black, and soft booming claps of thunder echo in the distance. You've relived this memory 1,000 times, but now, things are different. Ahead, the trail forward is clear, a simple run that would take no time for you to complete, a quick sprint to them. You ready yourself to see the incoming enemy Goliaths that will bar your path to them. But no one comes. The trail is open, and the path remains clear. Standing in the center of the plateau, unassailed, gazing out to you, are your parents. Your father, tall and well-muscled, with a mighty beard, is not having to swing his axe against foes. Instead, he stands, arm-crossed and smiling. Your mother, slim and graceful, beckons you forward with a gentle wave of her hand. She is not wielding her druidic magic to keep them both alive. They are safe and whole. Unlike in memories before, you are as you are in current time. You are not that young boy who fled from this site all those years ago. You are a fully grown man and a battle buddy. You still wait for the memory to take that dark turn, but nothing happens. No enemies appear. Your parents are not cut down. They are not assailed. And as you acknowledge this, the wind's strength increases, and the roaring thunder begins to draw closer. Vimak, you are wounded, tired, but you realize this memory is different, and your path to the parents are clear. What do you want to do?
I want to go up to them and just thank them. I'm going to embrace them, thank them. I want to look at them and say, Mom and Dad, I know this is not real, but I think that the choices I've made up to this point have allowed me to finally get to make this trek without the enemies, without all the hoops and hurdles, to be able to get to you and let you know that I understood. I may not have then, but I understand now why you told me to run, why you asked me not to come help.
Your parents...
Our clan is again in trouble. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, your parents embrace you with all the warmth and love that only a parent can give. You can smell the scent of flowers from your mother, and you can smell that camp smoke on your father. Vimak, they feel real. Even though you know they died years ago. This feels realer than a memory. And as you say all that, you hear your father speak out, booming with joy as he says, Vimak! And you hear your mother, our boy! We know you made
How
the
can
right...
this be?
Oh! So you say, how can this be?
No, go ahead.
As you say, how can this be? They shake their head in puzzlement. They say, I don't know. And your father says, perhaps this is a gift from Cord. The gods can do interesting things. And your mother begins...
I would have never thought it could be this.
Just sort of lovingly, sort of running a hand down your bald head. As they say, we don't know how long we can be here. But like you said, as your father says, you made the right choice to leave. You would have died right beside us if you had made it. There's no shame in living to fight another day. And your mother chimes in. This was our choice, son. Our sacrifice. Your father quickly replies. Those that lead must often bear the weight of the mountain on their backs. You cannot take our choice away from us. Why would you have ever held on to shame and regret for something that we chose to do? You did this so you could survive, so they all could survive. Because we knew you would blossom into a fine warrior. And you've done more than that. Look at all that you've overcome. So many battles. So many challenges. And you rose above them all. As your mother says, we are so proud of you. You bring us nothing but joy. I know you're going through a very difficult choice. Kelbrand has let his grief and self-loathing eat away at him. And your father chimes in. You can never allow yourself to do the same. You learn to fight it, keep it at bay, but it's time you let the flame die. Their hands each clasp yours and raise them up before you. And without you even realizing it had manifested, you now hold a tiny, weak, dying flame in your palms. As you gaze at it, you can feel the regret, self-hatred, doubt, and insecurities you've harbored since your parents died. This is your flame. Something you wielded for so long, lashing out with anger, causing you to grow stronger, or more reckless and savage with each passing surrender to the flame. Deseret would have used it to control you, but you managed to shake off her temptations. Now this smoldering ember is weak, but it still exists. At any time you could fall from the path of the storm and feed this flame again. Let go, son. Honor, discipline, courage. These are what give you your strength. You don't need this anymore. While you were gazing at this meager flame, a mighty storm has blown in. The winds howl, lightning flashes, accompanied by ear-splitting thunder. The clouds roil a pitch black in a tempest of power. The power of the storm. Your parents' hands hold yours, their love and support right beside you as you hold this flame. Vimak, what do you do?
I look at them and say, I know it was foolish. I felt like I could have done something. And for a long time I held on to that. Until I realized in another situation that sometimes there's no controlling what happens. People die, you lose people. But if you stick to truth and honor, and fighting with honor and dignity, you never really lose those people. I take that flame as I see. Is there lightning kind of around us?
Absolutely. You are in the center of a roiling storm, an intense storm.
I want to take it, and I want to hold it up as high as I can. And if I see a lightning, like a bolt of lightning about to strike near us, I want to throw it into that so it can just destroy it.
You take the flame in your hand, ball it up the best you can. As you heave it into the sky, a bolt of lightning unnaturally arcs away from where it was going to strike originally to hit that flame, and almost like a firework, the flame dies. As it does, you feel yourself become lighter. You've held on to this weight of guilt for so long, you have become accustomed to it. But as it washes away in the storm, you feel freer than ever. Doubt, shame, regret, all of it washed away in the storm. And you finally come to peace with yourself. As you've stated, you never could have saved your parents. You would have only died with them. No matter how strong you become, you will never be able to save everyone. So you do your best to save the ones you can. As the flame dies, the ground around you begins to rip apart from the intensity of the storm. This memory, this place.
I grab him real quick and just hug him and say, you're always going to be real. As long as I follow with dignity and honor.
As you hold them, they hug you right back, and you just feel that comfort you've been without for so long. Even though you know this moment will pass quickly, it's so much just to have these moments. And you hear your mother and father say, "We're so proud of you, and we love you so very much. We're watching over you.
And I love you.
So don't think we've ever left you. We're always here." They turn ethereal, and they fade. This small boon Cord granted you, a brief reunion with your parents, now passing. And as they fade away, you feel sadness that your time with them was so short, but you've made peace with their passing. All things that live must die. It is the way of nature. It is the cost of life. You gaze up as the shattered ruin, this memory, continues to crumble away into nothingness, and you take comfort knowing that no one will ever be able to use this memory against you ever again. You look up into the stormy sky, embracing the fury of the storm, and you see the face of Cord looking at you. Vimak Bear Killer Koragilian, I ask you one last time. Are you a slave to the flame or a warrior?
I'm a warrior.
Then stand! A massive bolt of lightning strikes down from the sky and collides with Vimak's unmoving body. Vimak, where there should be pain, there is power. Where there should be fatigue, there is energy. Where there should be weakness, there is strength. You rise to your feet as lightning surges around your body. Cracks begin to form where your tattoos mark your skin and lightning flows through them. The storm girdle surges with awakened power, and your father's braces are seared with the symbol of Cord as they take in this new power. Vimak, you've walked the long disciplined path, and as promised, you rise as it ends. Lightning made flesh. Vimak Bear Killer died today, and in his place now stands Vimak Stormblessed, champion of Cord.
Wow, that's cool.
Every flame present dies. Every torch extinguishes. All flames are gone, except for one. Kelbrand stands, his body still in inferno, as he stares in surprise at your transformation. For just a passing moment, you catch envy, before his expression once again hardens into stone. With a deep sigh, he readies his flaming sword and faces you. Let's end this, Vimak. With a new-found power, you prepare to face down Kelbrand again. Your father's words echo in your mind. Duty, heavy as the mountain. You know you must become the chief of chiefs, and with it comes the burden of leadership. Now, as battle continues, you have a very difficult choice to make.
And Kelbrand, this is what you could have had. Let's make my father proud. Let's let both of us lead. Give up the flame. You don't need it. Follow in the storm. Give up the flame.
And it misses with a natural 1. As you take off into the air, Kelbrand goes to swing the blade, but as one hand swings up to deal a killing blow, another hand holds it back. There is conflict in Kelbrand. Conflict in his face as he just growls out, a bit almost too difficult for most of you to hear amongst the roiling storm, as he says, I need strength to protect them. I have to win. It has to be me.
Kelbrand, look up. You have strength already. You can lead these people in strength. Because your strength is in the number. Your strength is in these people. They believe in you, not because you're a great warrior, because you can be a good leader. Give over the flame. You don't need it. You've had the strength all along that you need. It's in Giliane. It's in the settlement that you've created. Herd Sirios. Don't make me do this. Give it up now.
As you're in the air, blasting him with lightning bolts, he's being knocked around before he falls to his knees on the ground. He is getting close to being on his last legs. And you're just seeing a lost, tortured soul before you. On his go, he's going to make a wisdom saving throw. You see him drop the blade and clutch his hands to his head as he begins to just roar out in agony. And you hear him call out, I left them to die. I could have saved them.
Kelbrand, there's nothing you could have done. There's nothing I could have done. They did what they did to protect the herd. They did what they did knowing that you could lead our people, knowing that I could lead our people, that together we would take care of them. They knew it was either them give up their lives or the whole herd die. They chose to sacrifice because my parents were great leaders. Choose to do the same now. Be the leader your people need. Give up this flame. Let's continue the settlement in the right way. Brother, please.
It cannot be you who will have to make that sacrifice should the time come. It has to be me.
Float down.
Hey.
You float down. You are now on the ground.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes. I reach out and I grab Kelbrand. Kelbrand. Brother. It don't matter who make the sacrifice, as long as our people continue to carry on. We were born to be the leaders for our people. My father trusted in you, confided in you, knowing who you were. This is not you. Let the flame go. Follow me in leading these people.
I would like you to make a persuasion check, this time at advantage. The DC, I kid you not, after all your checks and successes, had gone down to 12. What is unaffectionately been named the Clan Cleaver, the weapon of Kelbrand, is beginning to move, dragging against the stone. Deseret commanding him. In your moment of mercy, you've also made yourself vulnerable. As the blade gets ready to swing up and deal what would have been a critical hit opportunity against you, the other hand of Kelbrand slams it back down. The blade stops moving as he goes, "No! It's his son. Get out of my mind!" You hear him scream out as the flame surges through his body, his hands burning charred black as he just roars out in agony and pain.
Can I, just for flavor, put my hands on him and like try to have Cord help shoot the flame out?
You place two hands on his shoulder, holding him firmly in place, and your hands begin to burn as well. You take 7 halved to 3. You take 3 points of fire damage as your hands begin to burn, holding on to him, giving him support. And you feel energy surge through the storm girdle, surge through your father's bracers. And you hear your father's voice for just a moment, echoing in the thunder. Let go, my brother. Trust in my son. And the body of Kelbrand begins to shift. The flames begin to burn out in this downpour. Kelbrand's body returns to normal. And he sags from the effort, from the strain and the pain. Unable to even look up at you, he has just enough energy to say, "Vimak wins. I give up my claim as Chief of Chiefs." Vimak Stormblessed, you stand victorious in more ways than one this day.